are you trying to test?
If the bug can get loose. You can. It's not really a bug there. Can I get back down now? Oh man, we've got a mess to clean up. It's, you know, and by we I mean someone besides me. Like, who wants to clean up? We should just eat this stuff up. All right, is she tuned up, Rhett? It's been a while since we've you played Black Beauty. We haven't named this guitar. My guitar, I can name it. You can play it. I'll give you permission to play my guitar. I can't really play that guitar, but it is my guitar. I'm just saying. I call it Black Beauty.
I feel like it should be like Italian song.
Well, that's beyond our abilities, probably. Maybe it has a Spanish flair.
A little bit, yeah.
Let's go with a Spanish.
Spaghetti, you won our test. We've determined
You are the best.
better than all the rest. You are the best noodle in the world. I'm gonna do that last part again. I want you to hit a really awesome spaghetti harmony with me, okay?
Okay.
We've determined.
Only because it's for spaghetti. I'm not gonna do it for you, but I'm gonna do it for spaghetti.
We've determined.
What are the words? I wasn't listening.
We've determined you're the best noodle in the world, and then on the world, I really want you to hit it. We've determined that you're the best noodle in the world.
That didn't work. That's not the note I wanted to hit. I hit some weird like.
We've determined that you're the best noodle in the world.
I can't hit that note. Do it again. Do it again.
I'm gonna vomit. I'm gonna vomit up that lasagna.
It's gonna be worth it. I'm gonna get this.
We've determined that you're the best noodle in the world.
I still didn't hit it. It was like 5 different notes in there. I'm sorry, Spaghetti. I couldn't do it for you this time. I ended up going like this, and then I got a big strawberry right here.
This is not a good idea. Who
Should be doing this. Have you never looked in a mirror?
No, I don't mirror myself on a regular basis.
Like this, like do this. Now I think there's a way. I think if I go behind the wheel and take my pants off. Come back here, I'll show it to you. I got a bandage on.
I don't care to see it. I don't want to see it.
Jim can see it right there.
I can see it.
I mean, I can imagine what it looks like.
I'm not being immodest, am I? I didn't mean to just show Jen. I was trying to show you. Here, I'll turn it this way, and then only you and I can see it.
Oh, you're gonna show it.
And the internet.
Yeah, man, I couldn't sleep on my right side.
Is that the side that you prefer?
Yeah, I like to sleep on my right side.
You have a side that you sleep on?
Yeah, my right side or my back.
You don't sleep
I
on the
don't
left
sleep
side?
on the left side.
You gotta be kidding me.
No. Is this weird? I know I'd already made it awkward.
I've never discussed this. This is fascinating because I think about how much I'm on one side. Like I'll be like, when I'm going to sleep, I'm like, I'm on my right side. I feel like I've been on my right side too long. I'm going to switch to my left side because I'll get like a bed sore or something. I don't know.
Well, I already have a bed sore. That's why. I mean, that's why I realized that
sleep as well on your left side.
And why else? I'm not sleeping as well because the pain. It's just sheer agony of it. It hurts.
What's wrong with the left side?
Habit.
Do you guys sleep on one side, or do you switch?
I'm a back sleeper and a right side sleeper. I don't sleep on the left. for sleep on the left side, I'm putting my back to my wife, and I feel like that is shunning her, and I don't want her to feel that way.
Really, that's why you do it? So if you were single and you just you would sleep on both sides?
Do you want to know the real reason?
Yes.
It has something to do with breathing?
I'm afraid of what my wife might do to me in my sleep if I turn my back to her. Just joking.
What about when you have a cold and you need to get,
Maybe I do. If I had the wound on my left side, maybe I would realize that I am a left side sleeper. But I don't have a wound on the left side. Maybe I should get a wound on the left side. Maybe that's what I should do.
But you sleep on your right side, so you're not able to sleep on your left side, on your right side right now.
I slept on my left side last night, and it totally messed everything up. I felt like that everything was messed up. Again,
I think you need to see somebody.
it could just me. Let me. Can I speak English? It could just be me having the wound and just having the hurtness of it. You know, the hurtness.
Is that like the heatness?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it hurts. I'm fishing for some sympathy here, Mister. I wasn't invited.
I'm not sympathetic. I mean, this is the price you pay when you.
You would never have done it. You would have been scared. You would have been so scared.
Yeah. Do you know how my center of gravity is above your height, and when I'm on a mountain bike, I constantly.
Nick's basically your height.
Yeah, mine is 7 inches or it's 5 inches, whatever. And so, as I'm going down on a bicycle trail, whatever you call them, I always feel like I can't get control. I would never go around the bank or anything. No, I know better than that. But let me tell you, if I did, I would have the neck brace and the full guards, and my bike would be awesome.
I didn't even know those things existed. I mean, for like a motorbike, maybe, but.
So do you see anybody else wipe out?
No, and listen to this. We were talking to a guy at the top, and he was all decked out, and we were like, "Hey, man, why don't you go ahead?" He was like, "No, this is my first time." And Nick was like, "Did you borrow the bike?" He was like, "Yeah, I borrowed the bike and all this stuff from a friend," which that's smart.
Yeah, you guys need a friend.
But then, so we went ahead of him, and then when I wiped out, that dude comes up on me, and he's up at the top of the thing. He's like, "Whoa!" I'm like wiped out, sprawled out, bleeding internally for all he knew. He's like, "You okay?" And I'm like, yeah, I was embarrassed. I was like, yeah, just go on by. And he like stood there and he watches me struggle and then get on my bike.
Nice khakis, man.
And then
there's some blood coming through those khakis right now.
When we leave the whole place, a few hours later, we go to the 7-Eleven down there to just get a drink before we hit the road. And that guy is in there.
Totally unscathed.
And he comes up to me and he's like, "Are you okay?" And I had on my sunglasses and I had on a bandana.
I am really glad I did not go on this trip.
And
the more details I get about this trip, the happier I am I did not go.
And I said, yeah, I was fine. You know, I didn't commit fully.
What's the bandana about?
Well, I had helmet hair, and then when we drive home, if you must know, we roll the windows down, and my hair flaps in my eyes because it's that length.
Okay.
So I wear the freaking bandana to keep the hair out of my eyes.
All right, that's cool.
It is
That's
cool,
man.
I look pretty cool. I'm getting to something here.
Okay.
So the guy says, "You okay?" I said, "Well, I'm fine. You know, I just didn't commit to the turn enough." And then he goes, "Well, yeah, you really gotta lean into it. You know, if you lean to the left and throw the bike behind you, you'll be totally fine." And I said, "Dude, you told me this is your first day. I don't want advice from a guy who is his first day."
You told him that?
I had on a bandana and sunglasses. You're darn right I told him that. It ticked me off. I was like, dude, I don't want advice from a guy who just started.
You did not say that.
I did. And then I was half joking, and then there was a sheriff in the 7-Eleven, and he was like, "Yeah, man, you're making it awkward with the sheriff like right over here." And I was like, "I'm just joking with you, man. Did you have a good run?"
Oh, so it was one of those Link jokes where you're joking, but it's only for you?
No, he
90%?
He legitimately made me mad. He legitimately made me mad, and I played it off as a joke.
But he was giving you advice, man.
But he
had a neck brace.
He said he was a beginner. I don't want advice from a beginner. Don't tell me you're a beginner and then give me advice. That's what I told him.
And how did you respond to that?
He said, Oh, you're making it kind of awkward with the sheriff in here. Like we're going to start a fight.
Are you banned from Big Bear because of this?
Well, that was in the 7-Eleven. I'm now banned from 7-Eleven.
Wait, you wrecked down the hill, but he didn't, and you won't take advice from him?
But he said he was a beginner. It was like he was taunting me. Dude, this was my first time, but this is what you need to do.
But I'm so much better.
But
Yeah.
he's been down a hill before. I mean,
This is my first time, but this is what you should do.
well, maybe he learned something on the way down. And I mean, he's not a beginner anymore. Once you make it to the 7-Eleven, he's kind of a veteran. He's been down the hill a few times.
But he restated it.
I mean, I'm just a beginner, but you have on a bandana and khakis.
What's the name of the show?
Well, I mean, I'm acting like it's American Idol.
Oh, but
And you're the
before that,
other guy.
What was
you're
the show?
The Dinkle guy. What's his name? Dinkle. Isn't that his name?
But the guy who holds a microphone with 2 hands, I think is who I am. I don't know
Dinkle.
why I'm doing that.
Dinkleton. What was his name?
Dingleberry. I don't know.
What was the guy's name?
I don't know his name, or I would have told you.
Y'all remember his name? There was Ryan Seacrest.
Dunkelweissen. Dunkel. George Dunkelman.
Yeah, he was like
Dunkelman.
shorty. Shorter than
I feel bad for that guy. Every time I watch American Idol,
My nose was
I
itching
think about him.
through the whole episode, and one time I did like this. You can watch it back. But I actually had this whole thought in my mind. I'm sorry, I zoned out. I was thinking about scratching my nose and doing it in such a way that it wouldn't seem like I was picking my nose.
Well, that's
Because I
what-
would hate seeing those comments.
That's what the little thing on top of the microphone is for.
Brian Dunkelman.
Brian Dunkelman. So I went like this. I went like this.
Let's see what he's up to now.
Is it like a? What are you worried about?
Instagram mustache.
I didn't want it to seem like I was picking my nose. Get this, I got a little story for you. Good Mythical Mordom here. Post-mortem. We should change the name of the show to
Yeah.
Post-mortem.
That's a good idea.
That could be the show after Good Mythical More.
Consider it.
Driving home in the old minivan with the wife and kids going through the neighborhood. We're trying to get Lando to go to sleep in the car so we could transfer him to take a nap in the house. And he was falling asleep right as we pulled into our neighborhood. So I took the long way around. I'm glad I did because all of a sudden I come around to a part of my neighborhood I've never been to before. And it's got, the street is flooded in water. Street's flooded in water. And what are you thinking at this point? You're thinking, why is he telling this story?
In the neighborhood?
Yeah, in my neighborhood. Like a foot of water from curb to curb. And as
You
I
drive
get
through it?
as I get, yeah, I at first I thought, am I going to have to turn back because you're not supposed to drive through standing water? You don't know how deep it is, but I know how deep
If
my
it's a
street is.
road, yeah, you can drive through it.
Unless it's running really fast. They say don't do that. But I decided to do it, and I drive through the standing water, and I'm getting closer to my house, and I realize that I can start to see that there is a discernible flow of water coming from the direction of my house towards my van. So as I'm driving home, the water is now no longer standing, but it's flowing.
It's your water.
I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah, is it my water? Then I round a bend, and there is a Toyota 4Runner that has skipped the curb right there. You know, there's a curve before you turn off to go into my cul-de-sac. He has skipped the curb
Hit the hydrant.
and ran over the hydrant and hit the sign for my road. I should have took a picture, but I didn't. And the fire department had just left, so the fire hydrant was off, but my neighbor was out there, and he answered the age-old question. If you run over a fire hydrant with a 4Runner, it doesn't levitate the 4Runner. The water just goes all around it.
I knew that.
But you would hope that it would kind of levitate it, the water pressure.
Was it shooting up underneath it, or was it just kind of?
He said it was shooting up right underneath the bottom of the 4Runner.
Well, it's good. It's cleaning the chassis.
That's one way to do it.
Yeah.
And the cops weren't there yet. My neighbor's an ATF agent. Did I tell you this?
Alcohol,
Tobacco,
tobacco, and firearms.
He might be a DEA agent. No, I think it's ATF. But so he was out there like barefooted, like
What does
talking
an
to the
ATF
guy.
agent do in this situation?
He makes sure the guy doesn't flee the
Do
scene.
you have any alcohol, firearms, or tobacco?
He says he starts taking photos with his phone, and he tells the guy not to flee the scene.
Was alcohol,
Tobacco
or firearms
Involved.
involved in this particular crash? Well,
And-
alcohol could be.
He said he wasn't under the influence
Are you under the influence of tobacco?
or firearms. But he said the kid was texting. You know, poor kid. He's like a 16-year-old kid. You know, could have been you, could have been me, could have been anyone at 16.
Definitely could have been you.
Yeah, I mean that's classic. Something I would have done. Sheared the whole hydrant off.
He was texting?
That's our theory. He said there was a bug on the side of my door, and I was trying to get it off. That's what he said.
The T in ATF should be for texting.
Alcohol,
Texting and firearms.
because it is a big
Because
problem.
who cares about tobacco problems
I don't.
anymore?
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's old news.
Yeah. We know that it's good for you now.
What did we learn here?
Nothing.
I hope you're enjoying these episodes of Good Mythical More.
I am.
For you, we're crafting something for you. It's not, take it as you will.
Yeah. I love milk. Maybe we should move to North Dakota.
You know, it's funny. I poured milk into my cereal this morning, as I do with my cereal often. And something about it was here because I eat cereal here, and it was a brand new milk thing, but it smelled a little funny. You know how when you get one bad milk experience, at least for the next few weeks, you're constantly thinking, is this sour? Is it going to happen again? There's like some paranoia associated with it.
Yeah.
Paranoia.
But you have to learn to differentiate between bad milk and bad side milk. Big difference.
Side milk?
Side milk. When you inside of a milk container, there's sides. And there was once milk on the sides. And sometimes there's little remnants of milk that are still on the sides. And they go bad because they're very thin. They can't hold up, And so sometimes you reach in and the good milk is on the bottom. Side milk has gone bad. You smell it. You have to smell through the side milk to the good milk. Sometimes the only way to do it is to pour the good milk out into a cup and smell it. Lots of good milk has been wasted because of bad side milk, Link.
And that's why when you smell the top of it, you're really smelling the top milk,
Yeah.
not even the side milk.
Right.
But you didn't mention that.
Top milk, there's not a lot of top milk. Because,
But that's what you smell.
yeah,
When you're smelling the milk, you're smelling top milk
there's
only.
not a lot of top milk, though, because of gravity.
And not to mention the fact that once you are eating what you deem to be good milk, then you start to think,
You
this
don't
came
eat
from
it, you drink it, by the way.
This came from, well, it depends on what state it's in.
Unless it's frozen.
You start to think, this came from
A cow.
the inside of a cow.
That's why I
And
love
it
it.
came out of the teat of a cow.
Yeah. It's milk.
I know, but if you think of it in a certain way, it's kind of like looking at a word that you know how it's spelled, but you keep looking at it until it becomes not a word. If you keep thinking about milk, it becomes something that you don't desire to consume.
That's why I don't drink milk around cows.
I don't care about hurting their feelings.
No, for me. But you do have to wonder about the first guy who decided that he was going to suck on that teat.
I don't think that's how it happened. And if that's how it started, I'm having no part in it.
How do you think it started? I think there was a dude who saw a baby.
He squirted it in a bucket.
No, he didn't. He saw a baby cow. I guarantee you this is how it started. This is like
Don't describe it. I know what
50,000
you're gonna
years
say.
ago, there was a little baby cow on a teat, and he was like, I'm hungry and thirsty all at the same time. How do I satisfy this? And then he did it, and no one called him, and he was like, should I tell anybody about this? In fact, it probably happened for generations, just one guy sneaking off. And I know it was a dude. It wasn't a woman.
His last name was like Borden.
No, it was much earlier than that.
Kraft.
It was before last names. His name was like Whore. And
His name was Whore.
Whoa!
and he did it, and he was like, I wonder if Hunk is going to find out about this. And later in life, he was
What's wrong with you, man? You think your eye muscles are connected to your tongue.
he was like, today I'm going to tell Hunk about this. And Hunk was like, it's a good idea.
Whore.
And that's why there's more than one teat.
Is that why there's more than one teat?
Multiple
So that whore and hunk can get their milk in tandem?
Yep. History class, kids.
Look that way. That's the way back. A shark coming at us! Oh! Kill the shark! I killed the shark! Kill! I'm gonna follow this blood trail back now. I'm going back home and I'm on a Nordic tract.
Tracked?
Nordic tract.
Isn't it a track?
Nordic tract. It's like a pamphlet you hand out to people who you want to tell them about God. I'm not going to help you up if that's what you're looking for.
I'm not looking for anything. Okay.
Yeah, oh goodness, here we go. Let's put this back. You destroyed our, is our set totally off whack now? Look at this. Dang it, right?
Wow. Do we have marks?
What about your back here? Because, I mean,
My back feels good these days.
Because if you pull it,
That's why I'm so active in all the endings. I think that looks well.
No, I mean, aren't you? Every time you do something like that, it's a risk of
No,
your
no,
back going out for.
not falling back like that. It's bending over and reaching for something or lifting something that causes my back problems.
So you've mastered like the stuntman fall type thing.
No, I didn't say that, but I can fall out of a chair slowly, which is basically what just happened. I'm really good at that. What do you think about this squirrel, man? What do you think about him? You know, this was a...
It's a little bit sad.
First of all, do you think that this is the same squirrel? Do you think that this is a pair of hands from
Well,
the
here,
same squirrel?
give them to me.
What are you, like a squirrel expert?
Same squirrel.
Really? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think they just cut off all the little squirrel feet and put them in a basket, and then they just make earrings out of them.
Well, what happened to the rest of the squirrel? I think is the question.
Well, and
You don't really eat squirrel.
Some people do. You have to assume that the place that this person got these squirrel feet is a place that is dealing with the full squirrel carcass. You know what I'm saying? This is like a mountain place that you go in, like West Virginia, and they're. I guarantee you that these squirrels are eaten.
Where did this come from again? This came from Arkansas.
See, Arkansas. So this is what happens at this place in Arkansas, right, where these feet came from. The people killed the squirrels.
Is there a story with this? Because
No.
They bring them in. I'm telling you, there's a story. I'm telling it to you right now. And they bring
like
them
a
in.
bedtime, like a myth.
And no, because I watched this thing on Food Network the other day about a resort in West Virginia that you can get all kinds of
You
squirrel.
can get a full focus on those.
You can get all kinds of squirrel meat and like squirrel stroganoff and stuff. And so this squirrel was eaten. This fur was sold at a gift shop. His head was mounted on one of those little fake taxidermy things. His feet are now into earrings. I mean, this is what we call the American economy right here. This is a symbol of nothing going to waste right here.
Now, speaking of nothing going to waste, you should wear them. You have earring holes.
But you can't. They cannot be re.
Little known fact about Rhett. I don't know if you've
No,
looked at his earlobes,
you
but
can just look at them and see that I had earrings.
can you look from there? I don't know that you knew this, but he had earrings in both ears
I did.
in college.
I did.
Never wore any of these. Here, let me see if I can.
No,
get
no, no.
this
You
in
can't.
there.
It'll bleed.
I had an
And the
earring
shark
up
will
here
come back.
under my. I have one up here.
Oh yeah, you had the.
You think that's funny?
That's really funny.
Yeah.
That I have one earring up here.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
How old are you?
18, 17.
You got that in high school?
Yeah, the senior year.
And it was like covered up with a bowl cut, and so you never saw it.
No, it's when I had bleached white hair,
Really?
like the Tyler Oakley. I had that way back in the late
Before
90s.
Tyler Oakley was born, you had that?
Yeah,
Yep.
it hurt too.
The haircut?
I mean, to get this done,
Do
it
you,
really
do you still have a hole up there?
I have like a.
A knot. I'm not
Just
touching
feel
it.
it in there. There's like a.
You think you could re-enter it? You put that thing on.
No, it's like a dynamited mine shaft. You can't ever get back in there.
Huh. I think I'm going to go back to it. 2 earrings. That'd be cool.
Well, I got the perfect earrings. Just see if it'll go in there.
I can't do that, man. I'm not that committed to this cause. What kind of place do you think this is?
I'm just scratching.
It's not a nudist camp.
Under my shirt, there was like an itch. I think it was like a mosquito bite, maybe red bugs.
Chiggers. Remember Chiggers?
The band? Yeah, they're pretty awesome.
That would have been
Like a
good,
rap,
it would have
rock
been a good
kind of a thing from the 90s.
Good name. Chiggers, man. You got Chiggers as a kid, right? You went outside.
No?
You didn't get Chiggers?
I actually thought I had chiggers a few days ago.
You only get Chiggers in the nether regions, man.
That's where I thought I had them.
Oh.
I'm serious. You know how I have the wound right here from the mountain biking thing? It's healing up. Thanks for asking.
Yeah.
But around the wound, there were bug bites, red bug bites.
Chiggers love wounds.
And I was itching it like crazy. And you know what you got to do when you get chiggers, right?
Nail polish remover.
Fingernail polish remover painted on the red dots because the chiggers bore down into your skin.
And they stick an air tube out. They stick an air tube out to breathe.
They're like scuba.
And when you put the nail polish remover, or just clear nail polish. You don't put nail polish remover. You put clear nail polish over them, and then it seals up their hole, and they suffocate, die a horrible death inside of you. And then your body disposes of them as waste. Pretty awesome stuff.
So back to chiggers. I don't have them because I only have 5 and you usually get a whole bunch of them. You want to see it?
They come in they come in packs.
No, really. You
Chigger
get 'em.
packs. That's a
But
better name for a
even
band.
during the episode, I was leaning over because the injury on my knee is starting to really itch too. And it's awkward to have an injury basically right below your butt cheek and for it to itch because now it looks like I'm just scratching my butt cheeks or just my right butt cheek constantly.
It's kind of your hip, really.
I know, but when you're doing this in public, people don't look that
That guy's got an
closely.
itchy butt. So I really got to join this group.
Yes.
Is that a question mark or an exclamation point?
I'll do it right
I've really got to join this group. Now, when people go and check out the group online, they're going to probably see your information. So you should use like a secondary email address in case it accidentally is published or
Los
something.
Angeles Klingon. Look how it corrected Los Angeles to have a weird accent over the
I really I don't know how great I should feel about winning because you kind of gave me a reprieve, but I still feel pretty good about it.
I shouldn't have done that.
The nudist colony thing, that was real, right?
Yes.
How could that be
It's real, man.
family friendly?
It's family news.
I mean, there's there's resorts you can go to,
Yeah.
Here it is.
but you're not supposed to bring your kids.
Well, I mean, some people don't have problems with nudity like we do.
I bet they could get arrested for that in America.
No, there's 21 people in there.
How many people are in this group, by the way? Before you, 2 attending.
Look at this girl. Oh my goodness. They seriously come and meet up at this restaurant in full gear.
You have to do this in full gear.
Wait, he doesn't have any gear.
That's an episode. How to become a Klingon.
I don't know any. Oh, look at these guys. Look at these guys. Chris and Quack join Sicarius of the IKV Carnage at the Table of Destiny. It's a table in a diner. It's not the Table of Destiny. It's like I get a joke that baffles my comrades, I guess. So I've got to get a Klingon costume, and I've got to go to this
You've
thing.
got to go to this.